Mark.
Hey travelers, welcome back to Roberto's Room. So I thought, since it is Good Friday, that we would talk about what I would consider to be the greatest movie surrounding Christ's Passion, which is aptly named Passion of the Christ. This movie, directed by Mel Gibson, is a really unique film. I know Mel Gibson himself did other movies in similar styles with the native languages and the subtitles, but this really was the first of its kind. And Mel Gibson, I think, did something in this movie which was a very daunting task of adapting what is the 12 hours of Jesus' life into a more or less 2.5 hour film. And he brought together an incredible group of actors. Leading, of course, that group is Jim Caviezel, whose performance is transcending in the way that he is able to, in his own words, empty himself and allow the part to play through him. I think that it really shows because you really don't get a sense of the actor playing Jesus in this film, and it really lends itself to the power of this film because of the way that he chose to portray it. There are other great actors in this film, Maya Morgenstern and Monica Bellucci, just to name a few, and all of them are giving tremendous performances in this film, which again is a really unique undertaking. If you've heard anything recently, you know that the sequel, The Resurrection of the Christ, will be in 2 parts, and that'll be premiering, Lord willing, next year. I'm really looking forward to those 2 films, although I think that because they recast a lot of the parts, not to say anything negative about the new actors, because I think that at the time, Jim Caviezel wasn't really well known, and this was really a breakout role for him, one of the many, alongside Count of Monte Cristo. But I am cautiously optimistic about the new Resurrection of the Christ duology. Mel Gibson is doing something really interesting with these films, and the film Passion of the Christ, which we're talking about today, people have talked ad nauseum about the bloody nature of it, the censored nature of it, to the point where it was rated NC-17, which means that nobody under 17 is allowed, and they had to cut it down just to get it to where it was rated R. And I love the fact that he tried to be as realistic as he feasibly could with the violence. I don't think, honestly, that he really captured all of the violence. And I think that one pastor really said it best when he said,
Jesus would have loved to be treated the way they treated him on Passion of the Christ. The crucifixions were worse than that. His intestines were hanging out. His entire rib cage was showing on both sides. His beard chunks were pulled out. His spine was opened up and exposed. He was beat. He was mutilated. He had to carry a 300-pound cross for some miles up a hill with his body open, all his blood gone, completely no energy. Shows you how strong Jesus was in his human body. He gets pierced in his hands with nails, so he has shocking nerve pain in both arms. But while he's on the cross, he's suffocating, so he has to lean up to breathe, but he's on a rugged, splintery cross, and his spine is open, so he's rubbing splintery wood on his open tissues and muscles. Every second of his life, every breath is the most excruciating pain he could ever take.
And it just goes to show the incredible sacrifice that Christ made for us, and how important it is that we don't take it for granted, but that we receive that free gift. And that is a gift that is extended to all people. And Christ is inviting, through his sacrifice, for all to be saved. But not everyone, sadly, will receive that invitation. And that is sad because of all of the things that he had to go through. One who was perfect to redeem us who were imperfect. And that is really what this movie accomplishes, that you see the travail of Jesus Christ, the agony, the suffering, and it really, I think, begs you to ask yourself, will you receive the gift that you've been given? Because I love that you have it in such a visceral, visual way, that in how it's presented in Passion of the Christ. I think it is a phenomenal film, and if you haven't seen it, I really hope that you take the time this weekend, especially, as we believers are celebrating what we would call Resurrection Sunday or Easter, and watch this film with an open mind and really see something that is historical. Of course, they do take some creative liberties. Mel Gibson has gone on record to say that he took some creative liberties, and that is okay. I understand. However, what he set out to accomplish, I think, was accomplished, which was delivering a visual, visceral representation of the Passion of the Christ. And I think that it is a legendary film for the ages that really gets the point across. Again, I'm really looking forward to the sequels, and what I hear is a tremendous undertaking that they are trying to portray all of these different things. They're going to cover supposedly from creation, even before creation to now. So I am looking forward to Resurrection of the Christ, but the simplicity of the Passion of the Christ, I think, is one that should be celebrated, and I think was celebrated in its time, but is one that every Easter, I think, should be watched in reflection, whether you know Christ, to remind yourself just a glimpse of all of the things that he did for you and for me. And if you're not, hopefully this will be a window to that invitation that he so richly provides. And I hope that it become not just an invitation, but it become the beginning of a life with Christ. Have you seen Passion of the Christ? I would love to know what you thought in the comments down below. Again, this movie is absolutely legendary. I'm waiting for a 4K release of this film because I think it would be so beautiful to see. But it is such a phenomenal film, and I deeply encourage you to take some time this weekend and watch it, reflect on all that the movie presents to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, travelers. Before you go, my puppies and I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, travelers, and as always, go with grace.